It's another episode of A Blind Guy.
His wife.
Hey, welcome everybody. We're counting you down to the weekend. It is hump day, Wednesday. Hang in there, Friday is on its way.
Guys, every week we count you down Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to
11:15
the
a.m. Eastern Standard Time each day.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Guys, I can never trick Corey.
Welcome to another episode of A Blind Guy.
His wife.
Their Life Live. And on this show, we introduce you to fabulous people that we met through the course of our professional and personal journeys.
Yes.
Today is no exception to the rule.
You guys know I say this like almost every episode, but we are very excited for this episode. Our guest today is a fan favorite. Corey's known him for a long time.
Known him for quite some time. His mother and I count as a good friend. His mother was actually on the show talking about being his mother and what a wonderful son he is. So today you get to meet the man himself. He's gone from NFL professional player to public servant and politician and published author. He is none other than Mr. Don Carey III.
Let's pop him in to say good morning because, of course, you know how it works. People always want to say hello. So hello, good morning.
Hello. How are you all doing today? Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah,
we're glad to have you up here too as well. And we're going to give you a chance to say it one time on this show.
Wait, say what?
The Norfolk State slogan. Because the Norfolk State.
Oh, behold. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much. Behold the green and gold. Yes. Thank you.
Nah, I'm an OD monarch, but I'll let you do it today.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to have to say it a little stronger next time.
See, look what you started.
Yeah. Well, we can't wait to hear from you and talk about your journey and how your life has been. And it's not because you're better than anybody. And that's one of the titles of your book. It's not because it's better than you, but I'm better than you. So we're gonna dive into that later. So we'll talk to you in a few.
Yeah, we'll hear more about your NFL career, your politician status, your cook, your maid, your bartending experience. We hear that you do it all.
Looking forward to getting to those conversations with you all soon.
Awesome. Right. See you soon. So, Corey, this is going to be fun. Of course, he's not a maid. He's not a bartender. He's just rolling with it.
He might be.
Okay. I don't know.
When you got 3 children, you might be all of that.
True. So, guys, we are going to move ahead because we know that you guys want to get a sneak peek at today's plant-based treat. We always end our live streams with a sneak peek at today's plant-based treat, and today does not disappoint. Everyone always wants to know, if you don't eat meat, if you don't eat cheese, eggs, butter, what do you do? And personally, I make our meat. So here's a sneak peek.
Plant-based sausage.
No, it's seitan.
I think it's called wheat meat.
The whole bag of. All right, that's all you get, guys. That's it. That is it. That is all. And of course, we love it when you guys hit the thumbs up button.
Yeah, this broadcast is member supported by viewers like you. So don't forget to bum rush the buttons. I mean, put a Don Carey sacking the quarterback 15-yard loss hit on it. Smash that like button. Share this content with other people, and make sure if you're new to this channel that you subscribe. They can also support this broadcast by...
Well, of course, you can always head over to blindguyhiswife.com. It's scrolling right there at the bottom of the screen, and it's a simple site that helps you find out more about what we do on this YouTube channel. When you go there, you'll scroll down, and you'll see, buy me a coffee, support the production. Click the green coffee cup.
To quote the great philosopher Bernie Mac, click the green coffee cup. Stir it like coffee. Click.
As I was saying, click the cup and it opens up a widget right there so that you can support the stream. Now, when you buy us a coffee, it's just a virtual support, monetary support virtually. So you can click 1 coffee, 3 coffee, 5 coffees, or...
to 26. I think it was Don's last jersey number.
Really? Well, Corey has been blind for 25 years. And so we have 25 goals this year. We've been typing in 25 to give you an example of how you can type your own in. Today, I'll put in 26. Of course, you can scroll down and see how you're supporting the stream, who else has supported the stream, and scroll around. You can also see those 25 for 25 goals. I'll drop the link to that site right in the chat. And Corey, we've got people in the chat, speaking of the chat, trying to get first place pony.
All right, let's see who it is. Let's see. You're gonna read them to me, right?
Yeah, well, Corey can't see, guys. His eyes don't work. And so, this way we'll see who is bragging for real, who gets bragging rights, who deserves bragging rights, all of those good things. So, first place today, Corey, are you ready for it? Dun, 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 dun.
Real talk with Ntabi.
Yes, I told you she was in there. She says number one today. Now, she has first place.
Happy, happy, you make me happy, 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 you make me
Hey,
happy.
okay.
Happiness is joy, happiness.
So Ntabi's name means make me happy. It's a name in the Zulu language. I was gonna say Shona, but it's Zulu. But I was gonna say Xhosa, but I don't have the close right.
Right. Just yeah.
So I'll just but she is in South Africa. She's got number one, and Corey keeps promising her an intro song. So her name means make me happy. So she is first. She's made us happy getting in first place. However, if you want first place pony, our first giveaway, all you have to do is type into the chat hashtag. Are we going to do today's guest name? How you going to do it?
I'll let Don have another moment. Hashtag green and gold.
Oh, that's a long hashtag though.
This hashtag behold.
Oh, okay, yeah. Hashtag, because when people from Norfolk State say behold, everybody knows the rest to say. So guys, I'll put it on the screen so that way you know exactly what you are putting into the chat to see if you can get first place pony. And I'll finish reading the comments so that way Corey knows who's saying hello and what's happening. So just drop that into the chat. And look there, Phil is in second place saying good morning all. Hey there, Phil.
PWJ in the house.
Yes, he is working on a secret project with you guys. And with us that we're going to share with you guys. So we'll be getting into that later. Miriam, all the way from the West Coast by way of Nigeria.
West Side.
Yes, Miriam says, yay, I made it. Well, Miriam put into the chat, hashtag behold. So you might make first place, even though you're here in third place. That's okay. She has a great channel, by the way, Corey. So I do watch Miriam a lot. Miriam Adepoju is Nigerian, but she lives on the West Coast right now. Look at Ntabi talking about Aquaba.
Aquaba, welcome. Thank you. That's a welcome in the Ghanaian language of Twi.
Yeah, so she's speaking Twi this morning from Ghana. She speaks several languages. Coach Remy is in Belgium, and he's giving us his fitness symbol. Get in there.
Coach Remy, work out.
Right, he's got his medal showing. We've got Miriam saying you are both amazing. I think she really meant me, and then you're along for the ride. So
she was talking about me and Don.
Oh, you know what? Coach Remy is saying hello to everyone.
Don't forget the hashtag behold so you can enter in for that first place pony drawing.
Yes, David Hunt is saying he is the first person to come in at 11:17 a.m. True.
Right.
True. Hey, Whitney has it in there. Hashtag behold. Hey there, Whitney. Oh, we'll see her tomorrow.
Whitney O's our guest tomorrow.
Yes, so you guys will be excited about this. So Coach Remy's got his vote in. Look at somebody talking about, hey, to my favorite family.
Synovia, Supernova.
Yes, Supernova's in there. She also has her vote in there. You know what? Phil is saying he's going to be the first winner of the week. I don't know about that, but Coach Remy says, hello, Phil, Asante, which is Swahili for thank you. We also have Sonia with the Y in there. These folks are talking. She says, Memawo Owache, which means good morning. Yeah, she's speaking Twi as well. And David Hunt is already, and she says she's telling us Mache means good morning. David Hunt is already showing us his plant-based treat. He says he had a chickpea. Do you mean you had one chickpea, David?
Chickpea David.
That does not count.
Check out David Hunt's YouTube channel for morning meditations. David is a fabulous musician and singer. He was born by the river.
David is the singer, not Corey, guys. David is the singer, not Corey. Keep that in mind. So let's see.
Hashtag behold, if you want to have a chance of bragging rights of being an early bird this morning.
I know Phil's in there talking trash, talking about Ntabi. He needs a hug. Talk about David. But David did say aloha. He's speaking all the language as well. And he says, okay, I can see talking to Ntabi. Let's see. We have here all of our hashtags. It looks like people are getting them. Whitney is saying, "My happiness is your happiness." When you were singing in Tavi's song, let's go for the.
Happy, happy, you make me happy.
Oh, and she says her name. She says her name means "I am happy," and it's Swana. That's the language.
Swana, okay.
Yes. So I think we are ready for the votes. You know what, David? You are sad. He says he has one chickpea. You got to eat like a handful more, David, to make this count. And thank you, Xenobia. She says Corey sounds pretty good.
Oh, thank
Go
you.
for it, Corey.
It's time for today's first place pony. All the jockeys are in position at the gate. Bang, they're off.
All right, let's see whose name and Tommy. Oh, wait. Let's see what we got here. They're slowing down. Phil, Real Talking Tommy, Snowby, David, Whitney, Talking Tommy, Phil, Whitney, Valerie Singleton, Coach Remy.
Hey,
Coach
Remy is a champion, my friend.
Coach
He
Remy.
my first place pony again.
Thanks, Corey. I appreciate that. Oh man, Miguel Turner, you got in there right after.
Right after the buzzer.
Yeah, I did not see your name flash, but he did say, "Hey," from the Turner family.
Hey.
And of course, you know, he's in there shouting, "Behold." Carla is in there. Carla Turner, "Behold."
Yeah. Got a whole lot of Spartans out there.
Right.
Well, I say we go ahead and give them what they want.
Give them what they want.
They want to hear from the man of the hour. They want to
Everybody's
hear from
congratulating them. Oh, yes. You all are congratulating Coach Remy, but we have another congratulations in the building because this brother today is amazing. I'm sure you guys saw him earlier. Coach Remy is saying thanks to everyone, Corey. And so I say you go for it, Corey. Let's do our introduction and get our guest in here.
It's the sport of kings, where people get paid a king's ransom to play a kid's game. But most of the time, the people that are playing the game still approach it with the mindset of a kid. They just want to win, and be the best on the field they can be. And also, they want to be the best in life. And that exemplifies our guest for today. This gentleman went to Booker T. Washington High School, graduated, went to Norfolk State University, where he beheld the green and the gold.
Beheld?
Well, he held up the green and the gold on his jersey.
I don't think that's a word.
I made it up. It's not sure. Beheld. He beheld the green and the gold. This guy hits harder than a pile driver on cement. This guy is faster than a speeding bullet. This guy he outruns the sound of thunder and the strike of lightning. Ooh. This guy was one of the baddest brothers to ever play football at Norfolk State. The question is, since he's retired from the NFL, can he still do it?
Oh,
he might be able to, but he's also a very talented published author, and he is a current city councilman in the city of Chesapeake, Virginia. It's time for today's special guest, the man who inspired the Heisman Trophy pose, even though he wasn't even born. Mm-hmm. He is Councilman Don Carey III.
I am trying to hold back the laughter from that intro. Thank you so much for that, Corey. Hey, anytime I go speak someplace, I'm taking you with me, sir.
Gotcha. I'm there with you. I'm there
it.
for you. I'm there for you. But Don, I had the pleasure of meeting you. How old is Christy now? 12?
Yes.
I had the pleasure of meeting you about 10 or 11 years ago, mm-hmm. when your mother and I were working together at a local bank. And you came and you spoke, and I was just so intrigued by not only your backstory, but the humility and the way that you presented yourself as a young person at that time.
You know, everybody else is loving him too, because David Hunt is saying beheld is a word, you can say it, but Zenobia is clapping. Phil is saying welcome, Don. David Hunt is even saying welcome, Don. And I think they can really feel the humility, the wonderfulness. You know, you're like a regular person is what we're saying. Right. And Corey Phil says David is right, you know, beheld. Do you know if that's a real word, Don?
Hey, I know that I am still beholding the green and gold. You will always behold.
See, so
in other words, he did the politician answer. He told me I was wrong without telling me I was wrong. So Yeah, but like I said, it's been great knowing and just following your career.
Coach Remy is saying welcome, Don, as well. So everybody is loving this. Go ahead.
Just talking to your mother, just following your career from there. But let's talk about it. You know, one part of your career path has been improving the narrative of family. And
yeah, you come from a great family, and from the way you talk about it, you are just improving on that. So I know that today you're going to tell us about, being in the NFL, being a published author, and then of course being married to the right person. However, how are you improving your family narrative? Tell us a little bit about that. So that way we can really get to know you, and just so that because I didn't include the politician part, but when you're with your political answer of Corey, you're wrong, but you're right. David Hunt is answering you both. Beheld is the past tense.
Yes.
So go ahead, Don. Tell us about, how you are improving the family narrative. What inspired you, to really say, I want to play in the NFL and I'm going to do it?
Sure. So what inspired me to play in the NFL, interestingly enough, was it was the only time I could hang out with my older cousins. And so if I wanted to do something other than be all-time snapper, I had to get good at either throwing or catching the ball. Interestingly enough, I am the only of my cousins to make it to the NFL, but I give them the credit to me getting there. Now, as far as improving the family narrative, my drive to really be successful came from a fear of ending up in the same cycle that my father and his father and so on had been through. So I decided, hey, instead of running away from my past, I'm going to take all the experiences that I experienced, and I am going to improve my family's life, right? So where my family was falling short, I said that I was going to take that, learn from it, and then make sure my children didn't grow up in the same situation that I grew up in.
So you're saying your children, now we have a picture of your kids here, you, your wife, and your kids, but this is just 2 out of 3, right?
Yes, that is that is 2 out of 3. We have 3 now. So in the picture, you see my eldest son, Victor, in my wife's lap. He's now 6. You see the apple of my eye, Amelia. And in front of me, she's now 3. She'll be 4 next month. And we have a 9-month old named Asher, and he's actually right downstairs. So if you hear some sideline commentary, that's
right. So this was him in the beginning, right? This was before he was 9 months old.
Yeah. He was a little more than 6 days old here. I jokingly tell people that's about the size of his left thigh now. He is a chunky. So honestly, his sister is 3, and they are, I think it's like a 6-pound difference between the two. He's 9 months.
Wow.
Oh, wow. You know what?
Sounds like Cristiano.
Yes. And, Carla Turner is saying beautiful family. And, when you were talking about your family, just so you guys know, this is his Instagram page. I'm going to drop that into the chat. Whitney is saying, wow, oh, people love babies. But when you were mentioning, when you were mentioning, breaking the cycle of your family, you're like, I don't want to have dreams and aspirations and not go for them. So Valerie is agreeing with you, break the cycle, go for it, do what you can in this life. So you said, let me go for it, let me do it. And then you were in the NFL for 10 years.
Yes.
So
go ahead.
So what did you say?
No, to talk about that experience, because that's a dream that there are like millions of kids right now that have those aspirations, those desires, their goals. Every time they go outside, toss the ball around, every time they turn on their Xbox and play, they imagine that they're being these guys on the field. That was once you playing Sega Genesis or PlayStation. That was once me playing Tecmo Bowl and Nintendo. But you actually saw that dream come to fruition. And it's funny because, you went to Booker T. Washington, went to Norfolk State University. And Norfolk State was a D1 school, but, everybody thinks, okay, you got to go to UVA, Tech, you got to go to Florida State, Miami, you got to go to USC in order to make it to the league. But it wasn't about the school, it's about the talent. So tell everybody about that.
Yeah, and also tell us, before you tell us about that, how tall you are, because David Hunt, looking at your son and listening to you saying his size, he's like, "Oh, that's a big boy." How tall are you, by the way?
I am 6 feet, but both of my sons will be mountains compared to me. But my wife's side of the family, the men are 6'4" and up. So they're going to be some big boys.
Right.
For sure.
Well, Mr. Riley is saying good morning, and he loves your family pictures as well. Mr. Riley's World. He's an educator. He does have his own channel as well. So everybody just loves your family. So tell us more about what Corey was just asking you.
Yeah, you overcame like I said, typically people think you got to go to some, Stanford or like some Miami, USC, but you actually went to an HBCU, and like I said, when you have the talent, they find you. It's not about the school that you're at.
So there's one area in the NFL where all 32 teams work together, and that is collegiate recruitment, right? So I tell the next generation that it is not anyone's job to make it to the NFL. It is the NFL's job to find you. And that's true in pretty much any profession, right? Whether it's NFL, NBA, some law group, that they're constantly looking for the next rising star. The focus should be being the best version of yourself where you are. And this mindset was really instilled in me growing up from my parents. But from a football standpoint, I learned from two guys, one named Andre Twine, the other named Daniel Hammett, who were seniors when I first came to Norfolk State University. And they really taught me the importance of learning my craft, the importance of learning the playbook, the importance of being a coach on the field. And I took that mindset to be the best player that I could be while I was at Norfolk State. And as a result, teams came to find me, when it was time to make it to that next level. And that philosophy really spills over into any area of life, right? So I tell people there are three things you need to make sure you focus on in sports that also spill over. Then the first is to make sure that you're mentally prepared to do the task ahead, right? So when it comes to football, that's reading, that's playbooks, that's making sure you understand the reads. Secondly, you have to make sure that you are physically fit for the task ahead. So in football, that's running, that's lifting. And lastly, you have to make sure that your technique is where it should be, right? So you know what to do and you do what you know. And if you put those three things together, you're going to be a very productive person where you are. And then that light from your productiveness is going to shine to other individuals come and seek you out. And the same thing, my wife just passed the Virginia law, and she made sure that she was mentally prepared. Her body was in shape to do what she needed to do. She needed to be able to read long hours and take in, all kind of crazy data from one of the state's oldest, one of the country's oldest states. So she was physically fit to do the job. She knew the technique. She performed in the past. And now there are individuals trying to get her to come work for them. So this mindset of these three things really spoils over regardless of what you're doing in life.
All right, cool.
Carla Turner kind of summed it up for him. She was listening, and she is over there beholding, just so you know, she's a Norfolk State grad. And she says, being the best version of yourself where you are. So you said it wonderfully. I like all of the examples that you gave us, the ways that people can prepare to be their best self, because rather than go out and look, they're coming to look for you. David says, this is gold, fam.
Yeah. And if I can add something else to that, I think one of the greatest distractions that we have in life that no one really focuses on is the fact that we have goals, right? When you focus so heavily on your goals that you don't do the things necessary, take the steps necessary to obtain those goals, then you effectively distracted yourself from having any chance of reaching that goal. So when you focus on being the best person or the best version of yourself where you are now, you will end up getting to that goal by falling in love with the process. But if the end goal is all you ever think of and focus on, you're going to look up 10, 20 years down the road and say, I wish I would have did things differently. So fall in love with the process, fall in love with becoming the best version of you now, and you'll be surprised at how many people are looking for you to fill whatever purpose that they have.
Man.
So here's the thing. Okay, so whatever
you're like 70 years old, right?
I know. And I was gonna say, here's the thing. No matter what you say, the people are right there with you. Whitney says, gems. Mr. Riley's world is like, do what you know what to do. Good advice. Phil is saying, write the vision. And then here's David Hunt, make it plain. You know, and then they're like, wait a minute, is today's show a master class? It looks like it is, because we got a master here. Of course, you are not just, NFL player. Your wife is not just, attorney and an attorney. You guys are a powerhouse, and you work together to make this happen. So moving from being a professional athlete,
a published author, to a politician.
Yeah, talk a little bit about being a published author, because of course we have you here, in our minds, we always think about you as the football player, NFL, people love that.
I think of him as the man with the monster grip. Like I call him Bam Bam, like off the Flintstones. If this brother shakes your hand, he's like bam, 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 bam. You're like,
right. So here you are, an NFL player, but then, like Corey said, you are also a published author, and I definitely will share your book. It's on Amazon. Yeah.
It's a great title. It's not because I'm better than you. What was the inspiration behind the book and the title?
Yeah, talk to us a little bit about that.
So the title comes from one of the most commonly asked questions that I would receive, namely, how do you become this figure that I was, successful NFL player, successful businessman? And I would always reply with, it's not because I'm better than you. And by that, I wanted to tear down the notion that success was only obtainable for some elite class of human being. Rather, I wanted people to take an introspective look to say, hey, if it's not because he's better than me, then what has he done that has given him the ability or opportunity to obtain the success that he has reached? And throughout the book, I kind of detailed different principles that I've learned from other successful people that I applied to my life that gave me the best chance of being, successful in life. And I think if our next generation kind of grab hold to these principles, then it can help them, down the road. So in the book, I really just go through things like using my life story to, number one, dispel the notion that you have to be some poster boy, elite individual to be successful, and really kind of break that down and show, hey, I'm an average individual with an average story, with an average background in America. And if I can rise to the level of success, then you can as well.
And we can find this on Amazon. Guys, I just dropped this into the link. You can scroll around, check it out. You can secure the book. You can get it on paperback, audiobook with a membership trial. So this is great. There are a lot of options there for everyone. So Corey, I dropped that into the chat, and I'm just looking at these folks. Speaking of the chat, they're cutting up Corey. Well, so here's the thing. Valerie Singleton, the ladies, we always do a great job. Thank you, ladies. She says, fall in love with the process. That's good. So Novia is saying, drop in the knowledge. And then Phil is like, name change, Don Bam Bam Carey. And so here's Carla saying, I need my cover of Behold magazine signed and David Hunt's address for a lay on of hands between my Oxford dictionary and he, because he's got all the words, the conjugations, and all of those things down pat. So David is on board. He's like, sure, Carla, I got you. And Phil is saying, Carla is part of the Fisticuffs tribe. She gonna just snag you up, get what she needs. So as an author, writing this book, how has the response been?
The response was tremendous. To be honest with you, I anticipated passing out the book as I would travel the country speaking to various groups, because I never really had enough time to get all the details out that I wanted to talk about. I wasn't I wasn't anticipating the amount of support we got. I mean, we debuted, I think, 12th on Amazon in the self-help category. It was one of the major categories, and I laughed. We were ahead of Steve Harvey's book when his first came out. It was truly tremendous, and I tell of stories how we intentionally did things to make this book appealing to individuals who weren't used to reading, right? So the font size is a little larger. I don't go too deep in concepts because I want people to be able to read this and get through it in a single setting, or if you have 2-3 hours, chew on the nuggets, read it again, and give it away. And I'll tell you one story. My wife and I, we were out having a date night, right, eating, and the waitress, walks up and says, "Hey, I read your book. You inspired me so much that I am going to pursue the other career paths that I gave up on." And that was a mind-blowing moment for me. Number one, because I didn't really write it for adults. I wrote it for high school students or collegiate age students. But to see that there were nuggets in there that reached pretty much everyone, regardless of what your age or demographic was, it was something that I really appreciate. And another thing, I talk a bit about my father in the book. He had a writing history. Well, he has since actually used my book as kind of a ministry for individuals who were in prison, right? So they would read the book, and he would explain, hey, this is what he was going through at the time. And then he also would say, this is how my son overcame those things and how you should be trying to do these for you and your family as well. So the book has done very well, and I thank God for his grace in that time.
Right. And this was, I'm just showing one of the pictures, Corey, that, from the photo shoot for the book cover. We just saw the book cover, and, it's an inspirational photo. Go ahead, Corey.
So Carla, and for all you on Cell Block 4, you can use this book to get through some tough times. But I know we want to talk about.
And you know what, Phil did say something good this time. He said that's what makes young adults want to read. If it's an easy read, if it's something you can grasp. And
the old adults read.
Right. Like David's saying, that's amazing, because honestly speaking, most of us are our younger selves on the inside. So we don't want to read. I do, but I'm saying for all of us. Corey doesn't want to read.
I can't read. I have to listen.
So here's the thing, Don. When Corey one of our daughters was younger, and since Corey can read, but he can't read because he can't see, she told the people at school, right? My dad can't read.
Yeah, right.
Because how they tell your parents at school, they say, parents, read to your kids.
20 minutes of this, my dad can't read. And I'm like, fortunately, the teachers knew us well enough that they understood what she meant, but it was kind of like, I'm pretty sure the other kids, Brooklyn's dad can't read. And I was like, oh, God. So,
right.
But yeah, I know it's a point that it's going to resonate with a lot of ladies, and it also ties into your shift to being a politician.
Yeah, I've got the billboard right there. There's a billboard, of him saying Don Carey, City Council. Spoiler alert, Corey can see. Phil is always saying that you can see.
We want to talk about how the wife is sometimes right.
Okay, so let's talk about the wife being right in conjunction with your status. Because in order for you to run as politician, you said that your wife was a really big part of that. So let's talk about you moving from a published author to a politician.
Sure. So my journey to being an elected official really began in 2012. And I was beginning to see some things happen on a national level with our social fabric that I wasn't really agreeing with. I was listening to elected officials make statements that I thought was kind of antithetical to the purpose of government, both on the left and the right. You fast forward to 2015, where our nonprofit, which actually began as an adult literacy program, Corey, in the city of Detroit, back in 2011. We were having so much difficulty getting things done in problematic neighborhoods in Detroit, and how the local politics was so ensconced and wrapped up in the red tape. I told my wife, I said, you know what? I think I'm going to get involved, in this political sphere, if nothing else, to make life easier for individuals who want to get in and give back and help improve the society we live in. And she says, okay, hey, put down a few thoughts, give them to me. And she gives me a game plan, a 5-year game plan that we, walk methodically through, and was blessed to be elected as a city councilman in the city of Chesapeake, May 19th, 2020. We actually were the youngest city council member ever elected, and we got the most votes of any candidate who ever ran for city council in the city of Chesapeake. So it truly was impressive.
So for those of you watching, this is on his Instagram. Remember, I dropped the Instagram link into the chat. You can go and see this right there on Instagram. And keep in mind that Don Carey is verified. He even has a blue check next to his Instagram name. So you will know.
Oh, wait. This is not a political ad or any campaign type support. This is purely for entertainment only.
So guys, I will definitely drop his Instagram into the link again, so that way if you're just getting here to the chat, it'll still be there for you. And David Hunt is like, man, antithetical. He was also laughing at Phil, Corey, saying that you can see.
Mm-hmm.
But he also says that's a word, just everything that you're saying. Kwame's Trading is here. Hey there, Kwame. Kwame is, he's on the West Coast now. Yeah, from Akosombo in Ghana. But he's here. Hey there. He was trading live this morning. So if anybody's learning how to trade, head over there. He goes live from time to time. Has wonderful courses. I've taken his course. Richmond says, peace, family. So we've got folks in here that are excited to be here with you. Corey, should we even put Phil in here saying, yes, it is, David. Ask Carla to pull out her Oxford. She's got the dictionary. But he's also saying Don is official. I think Phil looked at your Instagram. Valerie Singleton and Whitney are both saying awesome.
If y'all know some young people or some not so young people that need inspiration, definitely share this video with them, and also make sure they know about Don's book. It's not because I'm better than you. And we're gonna move into our.
No, wait. We just gotta hear one more thing, Don. I want to hear more about The Wife Is Right, because I got the.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if I can kind of brag more about my bride here. So, having the right spouse is really important to the success of a man. My wife is she embodies everything that I need in order to accomplish the goals that I want to accomplish. And I don't know if I didn't have her with me that I would be able to do the type of things that I do. I am a person of big ideas. She is a person of methodical game planning, strategizing, giving blueprints to get there. So she's big in vision boards. She's big in being strategic. I'm big in seeing issues, coming up with problems, and together we work things out to where we're able to get things done. And one thing I love about my wife is she's not scared of me. Right. So it's easy for her to have somebody who has accomplished the things that I've accomplished, for a spouse to kind of be, you know what, I'm just going to go along with what you're doing, or to be adversarial so I don't support anything that you do. My wife says, look, where I think you're talking right, I'm going to support you. Where I think you're wrong, I'm going to challenge you on it. But at the end of the day, we're both doing it for the betterment of our family. We're in this together. So I tell people there's nothing wrong with fighting as long as you're fighting for each other, not against each other. And she does a great job of helping me to set goals, to stay accountable to goals. And every single year we look at the goals from the previous year. We assess what we accomplished, what we need to change, and we set goals for the upcoming year. And we move methodically towards that. And she's been a big help to me being able to do the things that I do now. So you see, most people see the face of Don Carey, but you put a mic in my face, I'm gonna tell you the truth. It's my wife stands next to me because we walk this life together.
Right. Now,
I'm telling you, Don. I'm telling you. Because see what happened? We sent Don's wife a text saying, okay, it's time for Don to be backstage. And the text sent, and Don clicked in the next moment.
It was like 30 seconds.
I'm telling you, man. Everything that I need, my wife embodies, from the executive director that I needed for my foundation, from the type of mother that I needed for our children, for the support system that I needed to run for politics, the strategic brain behind things we're doing with our documentary and all these things. Man, look, how much time you got? I can brag my wife till I tell me to stop. That's my bride. That's my boo. I tell her if she leave me, I'm going with her. We go together.
It's so funny. Whitney is saying, amen. Whitney also says the wife is right. And Tommy is like, the wife is right. I love it. Whitney's also saying, it's the balance for me. Zenobia is congratulating you. So wonderful just on all of your accomplishments. And Carla is like, I got my 3 copies of your book in my Amazon cart. Can't wait to share them with my men. And no, my brother David, you got to get your own.
We're gonna do.
So wait a minute, I want to hear more about the wife. Oh, we got to do a giveaway.
Yeah, we got to do a giveaway.
Oh, okay. Because Kwame's Trading is in here saying power couple. So what is it? David's laughing at Carla.
Well, we're going to figure out what they're going to put the hashtag. I'm going to ask Don. Don, I know you had lots of memories from strapping on that helmet for the first time, to stepping on the field for the first time. We even going back to hearing your name called on draft day. But what was the most memorable tackle that you made as a defensive back in the NFL?
So my first NFL tackle in the game was my most memorable. We were playing the Philadelphia Eagles in the preseason of 2010, and they had a quarterback by the name of Michael Vick. And from the 757, I know the legacy, the story of Michael Vick. So I get a chance to blitz, and he sees me, tries to step up, and I double back and I hit him. I hit him pretty good too. And I got up. I was so excited. I was so hyped. I was jumping around like a fool. And the very next play, Michael Vick goes 70 yards over my head to the receiver. And then I get to the sideline, and the coach is like, see, that's why you got to act like you've been there before. You can't get too excited, because I was so tired from celebrating that I got a chance to tackle Michael Vick that I wasn't able to do my job the next moment. So that's one story that I take with me. A lot of pride in the fact that I got a chance to interact, even just a tackle, with someone who is so legendary, so impactful to the NFL and to the Hampton Roads area in general. Something I always take with me.
Yeah.
So make sure for the next drawing you hashtag Vic. I want to say sack Vic, but
it wasn't a sack because he stepped up in the pocket. It was definitely a tackle though. It was a tackle. It was a hard tackle.
Right. So just guys, drop into the chat right now, hashtag Vic for the next giveaway. Everyone in here, when you were saying, talking about your wife, she ain't scared of you. Phil said, Don, all wives aren't afraid of their husbands, just speaking from experience.
Yeah, well, mine let me know. I'm scared of you, sir. You know what? That's good to know.
But you notice he also didn't say I'm not afraid of her. He was just like all wives are.
Yeah, you're not gonna say that because of she's an attorney.
Right. So Tommy said,
you gotta be careful. Look, it's a whole lot of litigation going on in this house when this stuff happens. So I gotta make sure I come with facts and evidence. Facts and discovery, to speak. But yeah, our relationship is one where we are very intentional about making sure that we work together. Right. So we both been in long distance, long time relationships that didn't work out. And when we got together, we were at a point where, hey, this is what I want out of life. She said this is what she wants out of life. And built upon a foundation of our biblical worldview and our love for the Lord, we're going to do this thing as best we can together.
So speaking of your love for the Lord, Valerie is saying important to choose the right spouse. Mr. Riley's world is like, you are leaving with your wife. Too funny. You ain't letting her go. You're running with her. But Carla says, yes, the wife is right. A wife of noble character is her husband's crown. Proverbs 12:4. So, this is so good. Mr. Riley's world is asking how we can connect with Don. Do they follow you on Instagram? What is the best way to stick and stay with you? I know that right now as city councilman, I don't know if there's a way to contact you there or if there's just a way to follow you, So nobody's saying that you guys complete each other. Oh, yeah. Phil is saying is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. So you tell us the best way.
Yeah, so typically I haven't been the best on social media, but because some things we have going on, we're getting ready to reveal to the world, social media is probably the best way to contact me. You can do that through Instagram or Facebook, or if you want to send me an email, my email is doncarey3@gmail.com. That's another way to contact us. And I did mention this yesterday in a tech check because we had not yet got confirmation, but we just sent our first documentary to Netflix. So we're super excited to see what comes back from that here soon. But that's going to force me to be more active on social media because I got to pub my documentary now. we're excited about what's coming up.
Nice.
Man, I'm mad. I mean, I could have played a part. I could have been like a spare offensive lineman.
You know what?
In a documentary or something. I could have been taking down there. I could have been anything.
It's not at all sports related. One bit.
Well, Whitney is giving you guys a huge applause. Shonda is in there.
Don't forget the hashtag Vic.
She got her Vic in there. So Shonda says, awesome story, such an inspiring family. And Phil is saying, crazy I am, dumb I'm not. Because when we were saying he didn't say he's not afraid. Right. So what is the giveaway this time, Corey? What are we doing? Do you know?
I think it's appropriate that I don't know. I can't think of
a shout out from
Don.
Yeah.
So Don Carey give a good shout out to you if you are the winner. So he's just he'll congratulate you and he'll do his maybe we get him to do his touchdown dance.
Touchdown dancing.
Nah, but
so yeah, whoever you pick, make sure we select their you get their social media tag, and I'll shout them out on social media. I'm surprised that I have thousands of followers because I rarely ever post, but I will make sure that I do that for them.
Ooh, I should get in there. I want to shout out. Okay, so we'll just do it with these folks here. I won't try to win, and everybody has their drawing in hashtag Vic. I'm going to hit draw as soon as Corey goes. Do I hit it now?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, you usually do some words. Oh, okay, go ahead. All right. So we've got Riley, Synovia, Sean, David, and Tabby, Valerie, Synovia, Sean, Whitney, Phil, Sean, Phil, Real Talk from Tabby, Phil, and Tabby, Valerie. David is saying, I won. Oh, and he did! Oh!
David Hunt.
Nice.
So he'll shout Don, Councilman Don Carey III will shout you out in his social media. Thank you for joining us today, David.
Yes, and David is growing his YouTube channel. He is always there every morning, making it happen, giving us music, and it's meditation music. He takes requests. Friday is Freeform Friday, and he's a Christ follower, so it is wonderful. Synovia says, I'll watch it. Congratulations again for all of you guys' accomplishments. So she'll be watching that documentary. Your Netflix deal, when it gets going, hey, we're going to be following you to hear more about it.
Yeah, let us know when it does drop so we can get the title and information to be shared through our social media and on our channel.
Yes.
So interestingly enough, the title, looking at David's comment, the title is Unspoken. It follows the Christian heritage of Africa from Jerusalem through the Americas to show how the God of the Bible has been intentional and involved in the life of African descended people, past, present, and we should trust him in the future.
Wow.
It's called Unspoken.
Unspoken.
That's beautiful because David Hunt said truer words were never spoken. So he was like, oh, that was just timely.
So it's a wonderful segue.
Right. This is exciting. Now, Phil is salty. He says, now I know it's rigged, but Shonda is being a good sport.
Well, Phil, you won a copy of Don's book of the last time.
Yes, absolutely. So he was the winner for that. Sean says, finally, congrats, David, because David's always like, I didn't win. It's rigged. So his YouTube is David Hunt. All of you know where to find him. Head on over there. And look at Valerie. Okay, David, you were right. It is rigged. And Tabi is congratulating him. Valerie is congratulating him. Whitney is saying yes. Everyone is excited for him. Excited, and Phil is saying David is saying it's not as rigged as I thought. So this is great. We'll make sure that you have his information. David Hunt, it is his name, to tag him on social media. We got to ask you the final question for today that takes us into our plant-based treat segment. However, was there anything else that you wanted to say about your wife, or just any parting words before we ask you our final question?
But I can talk about my life all day, but I don't want to continue to do that. I would say one thing that was kind of a hindrance to me writing my book sooner was that I thought, no one wants to read my story. No one wants to hear about the things that I've been through. And I've come to learn that there is always someone who needs to meet you, hear your story, read your book, listen to your podcast, watch your YouTube video, or have some sort of interaction with you to gain the necessary motivation for them to be successful. So let's not be so selfish that we don't share our success and our failures as a way of laying out a roadmap for someone to follow and be successful themselves.
All right.
Wonderful. I love it. This is good. David Hunt is saying we're all winners, and Phil is being a good sport, saying, Don, thanks for sharing with us today.
Thank you so much.
Yes, absolutely. Mr. Riley's World is still congratulating David. And Phil is telling him, true story, David. Phil is reminding you guys to hit the like button and subscribe to this channel that you're watching. But Valerie loves what you just said. She just said, amen. Our question for today, before I read David's next comment, is
Councilman Carey, how many fruits and vegetables did your wife make you eat today?
Or did you eat on your own?
So I have not eaten yet. We typically don't eat after 12 o'clock, and we try intermediate fasting of getting our meals in between a certain time.
All right. So do you have any plans for fruits and vegetables when you have that first meal? Do you know? So
we love French style cut string beans. We pretty much eat them as many meals as we can. Now one thing my wife does, she cuts up fruit and she puts it in water, and so we're constantly doing that. So I'll fall back on those two that I know for sure I'm going to eat today.
Right. That's good because fruit infused water is great. You do get the nutrients from the fruit that infuses into the water. So citrus fruits, whole fruits that like strawberries that you don't think of that you can just slice, mangoes, pineapples, lemons. Yeah, I was saying the citrus ones too. Yeah. And David is saying, just listening to this show has been winning for me. Thanks, Don, for your words of wisdom today. And he said he just had a second chickpea.
Oh man.
Well, guys, if you found this information valuable that Don Carey dropped on us today, definitely make sure you share the content in this video. Follow him on his social media and stay on the lookout for the documentary Unspoken on Netflix.
Yes.
And you can also purchase the book, It's Not Because I'm Better Than You, written by Don Carey himself. Don, it's been wonderful talking to you today. And like I said, just by looking at you, you have about 5 more years you could have gave to it. You got 5. You give him 5 more years.
You know what? Yes, I could have given him 5 more, but it was time to retire. The NFL was getting in the way of things I wanted to do off the field, namely raise my kids and impact the community on a higher level. So wow. I was blessed to play 10 years when most people only play 2. And I was blessed to say, you know what, I'm going to walk away on my own terms when most people are forced to. So I thank God for that.
There you go. Well, like I said.
Well, let me also go ahead, Corey.
I said we keep talking to him. He's gonna have like our screens gonna turn into diamonds.
Well, I was gonna say he keeps dropping jewels because Phil is trying to help him out. He's like, Don, just hit that Barry Sanders fan.
Yes.
Give it to us. Hey there, Tilly to the top, you don't stop.
To the top, you don't stop.
Tilly is from Ghana also. I think she's here in the States right now. She's building in Ghana. And so, hey there, Tilly. Phil is shouting her out. We're going to say goodbye to you for now so that we can get on to our final segment of our plant-based treats. So
if you can't hang tight, then we'll talk to you after this broadcast is over in about 2 minutes.
Sure. You have a blessed day. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. So this was so fun. Now,
and now it's time for today's plant-based treat by Chef LaQuita Marie.
Plant-based sausage.
No, it's stay time.
I think it's called wheat meat.
The whole bag of okra, bag of cauliflower, 2 onions, 2 carrots, some celery, garlic, greens. Those are mixed greens that were frozen, red cabbage, and a sweet potato. Use a tablespoon of curry powder. Use a seasoning salt with garlic. I like adobo. Also use a seasoning with chili powder or something red. I like this sazon. Use a tablespoon of bouillon paste or bouillon cube. A tablespoon of smoked paprika. 1.5 teaspoons of dried thyme or any other herb that you like. So these are all of the vegetables. They are cooked down. I'm just going to blend them so that way you can see exactly what they look like. I'll show you how smooth it is so you can really see the difference. You see how that's like really smooth? Add 2 cups of Vital wheat gluten. So we're going to do another cup. Once it starts to stretch, you know that you are golden. It's going to pull off a piece, stretching it out a little bit, and then you're going to roll it up. To be doubly sure, I just wrap it again. Cover and boil for 2 to 3 hours. Slice and enjoy on sandwiches, pastas, pizzas, any other way you like. All right, guys.
Right. Well, we want to thank Mr. Don Carey for joining us on this episode of The Blind Guy.
His wife,
They're live.
Whitney, is smiling, Corey, because she's had that recently, guys. We had some friends that we were serving that to this weekend. They were meat eaters, all surprised.
Speaking of Whitney, join us tomorrow as her company, Wow, is going to take us into the world of artistic design.
And you're saying wow as in W-O-W, like her initials.
And so she's going to take us through her entrepreneurship and her world of custom design charcuterie boards and talk about her upcoming smoothie business that she's pivoting during this time from being an employee to an owner. So she's going to share some tips with that as well.
Friday is a money day with Ntabi. She says loved the treats.
Yeah, Real Talk with Ntabi will be joining us talking about turning your content into cash on YouTube and other social media, and all the way over in South Africa. She's going to be joining us. So we got a power-packed week of people, and we're going to sign off today.
Wait, Corey, because everybody's in here chatting. Let me see if Corey's talking trash. Corey,
I'm talking trash.
No, I mean, if Phil is talking trash, Phil, you know what? Because y'all are always talking trash together. He's actually just giving Don a thumbs up and a power fist. Valerie Singleton said, awesome show today. Great conversation and inspiration. And so Tilly is just like, hey, everybody. And Zenobia and her are chatting back and forth. Tilly's saying, happy to see you all here. Why is David looking at the video talking about, I'm hungry? And so this is great. Whitney says it was so good. She's talking about that wheat meat or the seitan. What do I call it?
Savory plant-based sausage.
Savory plant-based sausage is another thing I call it. She's like, ooh la la. Thank you, right, Mr. Riley's World, saying great show, family. And Tilly to the top is saying love you guys. So how do we sign out, Corey?
If you're watching this on replay, #replay squad. If you saw this broadcast live, make sure you share it because it's definitely something inspirational for all people of all ages. I'm going to swallow my ODU Monarch pride. And
Phil claims he didn't get any. You know what? I'm going to just not even read his comment, even though I already did.
I'm going to sign off in honor of Don Carey and all Spartan Nation by saying, behold, the green and the gold. Deuces.
Deuces.